Today, I gave my entire savings to AI for 7 days, and I had absolutely no control over any investment decision it would make. I decided to trust artificial intelligence completely by giving it full control over my savings, something I never imagined doing before in my life. There were no limits, no safety checks, and no way for me to stop the AI once it started making decisions. This wasn't just an experiment anymore. It felt like I was risking everything I had carefully saved over time. As day one began, the AI started analyzing patterns and data before making its very first investment decision. It made a small and safe investment initially, which gave me a little confidence about what might happen next. On day 2, the AI continued making calculated decisions, focusing on stability rather than taking any unnecessary risks. I started feeling more comfortable thinking that maybe this AI was smarter than my own financial decisions. The results were slow but steady, and I could see my savings gradually increasing without any major fluctuations. At this point, I began trusting the AI more, believing that it might actually outperform human decision-making. But deep down, I still wondered if this calm phase was just temporary before something unexpected happened. Day 3 brought a sudden shift as the AI started exploring more aggressive investment options without any hesitation. It moved a larger portion of my savings into new areas, which instantly made me feel both curious and nervous. This was no longer a safe strategy. It felt like the AI was testing the limits of risk and reward. My confidence slowly turned into concern as I realized I had no way to control what was happening anymore. I started questioning my decision, wondering if trusting AI completely was actually a huge mistake. Day 4 felt intense as the AI doubled down on risky investments, pushing my savings into unpredictable and volatile areas. I watched helplessly as more money moved into uncertain positions, and my anxiety started growing rapidly. This was the moment I realized that high rewards always come with high risks, and I was fully exposed. My mind filled with worst-case scenarios, imagining losing everything I had worked hard to save. But despite everything, I stayed committed to the experiment, knowing that stopping now would ruin everything. Day 5 arrived, and I could barely focus on anything else because my entire attention was on my savings. I kept checking updates repeatedly, hoping things were stable but fearing the worst possible outcome. The market started fluctuating heavily, and every small change felt like a huge impact on my emotions. My stress level increased as I realized that I was emotionally attached to every single number changing. This experience showed me how difficult it is to stay calm when real money is involved. By day 6, I was too afraid to even check my account because I didn't want to face a potential loss. I delayed checking again and again, hoping somehow the result would magically turn out positive. This waiting period felt longer than the entire experiment, filled with uncertainty and constant overthinking. I realized that not having control creates more stress than actually making a wrong decision yourself. I knew the final day was coming, and there was no way to avoid facing the truth anymore. Finally, day 7 arrived, and I knew this was the moment that would reveal whether my trust in AI was a smart decision or a terrible mistake. I slowly picked up my phone with slightly shaking hands, knowing that whatever I see next could change how I feel about this entire experiment. My heart was beating faster than usual as I hesitated for a few seconds before opening my account balance screen. I took a deep breath, gathered some courage, and finally tapped the screen to see what the AI had done with my savings. For a moment, I couldn't understand what I was looking at because the numbers on the screen felt completely unexpected and confusing. I blinked again and focused carefully, trying to confirm if what I was seeing was actually real or just my imagination. And then it hit me suddenly. The AI had not lost my savings like I feared. Instead, it had actually grown it. The profit wasn't small either. It was significantly more than what I could have achieved on my own with my usual decisions. I stood there completely stunned, realizing that the risk I feared the most had actually turned into something surprisingly positive. At that moment, I felt a mix of relief, confusion, and curiosity about whether this success was skill, luck, or something else entirely.
In that moment, I realized something very important. The AI never panicked, never hesitated, and never let emotions interfere with its financial decisions. Unlike me, it didn't overthink or worry about worst-case scenarios. It simply followed patterns and logic to make consistent decisions. This made me question whether human emotions actually make us weaker when it comes to managing money and making financial decisions. But then, I remembered something even more important, something that AI still cannot truly understand about real human life. Money is not just numbers on a screen. It represents security, comfort, responsibility, and the ability to handle real-life situations. And those emotional and personal values are something AI cannot fully experience, no matter how advanced or intelligent it becomes. So, even though the AI made profit in this experiment, I was still not completely sure if I should trust it again fully. This experiment gave me results, but it also left me with serious questions about control, responsibility, and decision-making in real life. So now I want to ask you, after watching this entire journey, would you trust AI with your savings completely without any control? Subscribe now and stay ready, because next time I might let AI control something even more important, and that could change everything.